Welcome back, Watchmen. Let's analyze. The momentum of previous days has come to an end, and now we must pay the crimson toll. A week of green advances ended in a red retreat as the weight of the long watch begins to fray the nerves of the scouts. In the black of the morn, lit only by the light of a lunar crescent, pre-market session began at 75.5 cents. The high ground was abandoned gradually, until just before the chime of the opening bell, where a brief bounce from the 71-cent line provided enough leverage to open the day at 72.5 cents. Price attempted to continue the move upward, but a rejection from 74 cents forced a retreat back to where it started. A second assault in the mid-morning reached 75.5 cents, where the fortifications held firm, driving price back down yet again. The defenses at 71 were tested and held strong before the midday meal, followed by another failed attempt to breach 74 cents. By high noon, the 71-cent floor was touched for a second time, triggering a minor recovery to 72.5 cents. The field remained mostly flat around the 72-cent mark for nearly 2 hours as the sun passed its peak, before the final decline of the day began. The session ended with a break of the psychological floor as the closing bell approached, finishing the day at 69 cents. Now we'll move to Trading View and look at the charts that I can mark. We will start on the weekly since it is Friday. Let's zoom in a little here. Despite the red day that we saw today, we did finish the week green, but price is trapped still between the 64-cent floor and the 87-88 cent ceiling. We're definitely going to need to see a resolution with the conflict in Iran before we'll see big money return. With that said, let's go ahead and zoom in on the daily. Let me mark some highs and lows here. Alright, so recent moves indicate a range. We have a lower low and a higher high. We're probably going to be stuck here without some significant volume. We can see that the 50-day MA is starting to flatten out a little bit more, but it's still moving downwards towards our head, so it's getting closer to us. The macro pressure, it just makes it really hard to make any big moves to the upside right now. Let's see, we can let's go ahead and zoom in, get rid of this. We can move to the hourly. There's a lot here we're going to discuss on the hourly. We'll go ahead and make some arrows. See a lower low. We got a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then we start to drop. Today we broke the uptrend that we were forming. We can start this here. Bring it to about here. And take this off. And we can mark the beginning of this little downtrend here. It's going to erase this uptrend. We're going to need to break this 75.5 cent level if we want to see upward momentum resume. Now we did have 5 green days in a row, so a pullback is not really unexpected. It's kind of greedy to ask for 6 in a row. Well, it would be nice, but that's just not very likely. Alright, and now since it is Friday, it is time to honor the candle of the week. We can stay here on the hourly chart, because this week's winner is the opening candle from Thursday morning. It was the first one to assault the 50-day bastion, and it's the first time that price has touched that line since early December. I think December 5th it was. So, he wasn't prepared for all of the robotic defenses that were there, that were set to sell, but nonetheless, it gave it a shot, and that's pretty admirable. Alright, we can also stay here on the hourly to do our forecast. I'll stay with the 2 arrows. We'll go ahead and I'll start with what we need to see, or what we would like to see, is going to be a retest and a break of that moving average. Now, I'm going to need a lot more volume than what we saw any day this week. At least 80 million, if not 100 million plus, to do that, especially with everything going on in the world. But I just don't see that happening. More likely is that we're going to fall some more, and probably fall into this demand zone again, and hopefully we'll get a bounce, but I just don't know how strong it's going to be with all of the, like I said, with all the macro environment going on right now. And with the forecast complete, we need to hold the line and wait for the signal from Lord Bradley in the tower. You can join me on the Discord. Check out the DVLT merch we have. I got links in the description below. I'm going to launch a teaching series here very soon, so make sure you like and ring the closing bell to subscribe. Drop me a comment. Tell me what you want to see, or what you don't want to see, or where you would like to, which direction you would like us to go. And until tomorrow, the Night Watch stands.